What's up, Libra? Welcome to your November general reading. This is going to be for you, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, but remember, it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements. Now, Libra, it was just our birthday, so I hope you guys had an amazing season. I hope you had an amazing day on your birthday. And now we are ready to jump into Scorpio season, right? So Scorpio season, the season that's connected to 8th house, right? The season that's connected to death and rebirth and transformation and, secrets and boundaries and joint finances, all those things. That is the season that we're in, right? But for us, since it is it's in our second house, this is a lot to do with value. Now, second house is connected to Taurus energy, which we've got some Taurus energy that came out on this spread here. So there is big emphasis on, and not even necessarily value in the tangible sense of like having the things or having the money and the resources, but really what you value. I think for Libras this month is the bigger picture in terms of like your feelings and like what feels good to you, what feels true to you, what aligns with you, where you feel valued, what you value, those types of things, like on a bigger, deeper emotional scale. I feel like that's definitely the case this month for Libras, okay? So just to go over some dates really quick, we've got the new moon in Scorpio happening on the 4th, right? We've got Venus moving into Capricorn on the 5th, the very next day, which is another reason why I think this has a lot to do with values in the sense of what makes us emotionally feel good, emotionally secure and happy, because Venus is moving into Capricorn on the 5th, right? And Venus in Capricorn makes us very mature in terms of our partnerships and being able to see like the long, or the bigger picture of the things, right? Capricorn is that that sign that's connected to 10th house energy. So it's all about your career. It's all about the public image. It's about the work, those types of things. So also even in terms of work opportunities, Venus being in Capricorn is really, really good. It's a really good thing. Now for us, Venus being in Capricorn hits our 4th house, which has everything to do with our home, our mother, whether you're the mother, our emotional security. And so I feel like all of that are things that are really coming up this month for us in a major way, which is really great because I feel like there will be some breakthroughs. Now for Libra, this is going to be really hard because I feel like there's been something that Libra's been chewing on for quite a while that you've been kind of trying to like not notice, but you've been noticing it, right? There's a lot of swords energy here too. So there's new communication, new insight, new perspective on things, which I think is going to be really rich in terms of moving forward. And I've just been telling everybody, because this is kind of one of those months when we're talking about Scorpio season, whatever walks out of your life at this moment, whatever walks out of your life at this time, be okay with it because it's most likely something that was supposed to be happening, right? Now, Libra, we have got, oh, I didn't even talk about, my bad. Here I am jumping in shit. Hold on. We've also got the full moon, the lunar eclipse happening on the 19th of this month, which is going to be major and in Taurus. So again, that's all about value, shared resources, wealth, possessions, that type of thing. But for us, that's our 8th house energy. So going back to that death transformation situation, there may be some things, especially around this full moon, that are dying out, Libra, and it's okay. It's for the best, okay? Now, unseen energy, we've got Queen of Fire, aka Queen of Wands, which I love her. She's a fun queen. She's a beautiful queen. She's a spunky queen. She's a queen that stays close to what's important to her, right? There is no sense of duty of having to do certain things. I mean, yes, but like she does things, she stays in her lane. Like she does things that she's passionate about. She's connected to people she cares about. She's a very sexual queen, right? She is just that queen that's on fire. She's fun. She's spontaneous. She's the queen in the room that everybody wants to know. So Libra, at this time, you might be getting a lot of attention from different suitors, especially if you are single, but also attention in terms of work opportunities or just being able to attract things, right? We do have the Queen of Fire. We do have a Empress here too. So there is this attraction factor that's really working for Libra this month, which is great. Okay. Now, We start off with Four of Air, which is Jupiter and Libra, and then what's crossing it is the Hierophant card, which represents Taurus energy. Now, this Four of Air energy, or Four of Swords, is really at that point where we need to chill and take a break, right? It usually comes after the Three of Swords, where we've in some way taken a beating, usually an emotional or a mental beating. This can be a heartbreak, this can be some type of betrayal. But whenever we get to the Four of Swords, this is like kind of like that self-soothing, like that mending yourself, that relaxing. And it gives yourself time in order to find new perspective on the situation, right? Now, we've got the Hierophant card here, which, you know, it talks a lot about marriage, right? If we're going on the relationship route, it talks about a lot about relationships, marriage, commitments, right? It also talks about spirituality, it also talks about just your tribe in general, right? Your community of things. I want to say there's been a pause, or like there's been maybe even a weirdness for you guys. Some of you guys, it's feeling like, I don't know, like a stagnancy or a weirdness. The thing that I feel like I don't know is because this Four of Swords to me is almost feeling as if, best way I could put it, it's like if something happens, right? You lose communication with someone, but like no one's talking about it. It feels like that type of thing. There's a Ten of Cups here, which is clarifying that Four of Swords, which I do love to see a Ten of Cups because that is about happiness, right? So I do feel like a lot of you guys are going in this mode of like, let me just be alone to kind of find my happy place again, right? We are in that fourth house energy with Venus moving into Scorpio on the 5th. So there is going to be a lot of emphasis on family too. So this may even be about like maybe you guys had a significant thing happen in your family dynamic. I know that I did, right? So this makes a bunch of sense to me, right? There was a family incident that happened that really kind of shook something up, right? And so this is like a time where I'm trying to recalibrate, get things going, right? Also, I do want to say, I feel like October was really active for a lot of Libras. So this could also be about resting and relaxing, right? And just kind of recalibrating to things, right? And getting back kind of into that mode of like, you know, doing the work. Now you've got the Ace of Cups here, which is really, really beautiful. Again, Four of Swords does follow Three of Swords. If there's been any kind of issue, I do feel like the end outcome will be good. It just, you might not be able to see it right now. And I think that everything that happens right now at this time, and in general, but really at this time, is for the good. Yeah, I don't know, Libra. It feels like some of you guys might have taken some type of a bad beating or like had an incident happen that was unfavorable, or at least it felt like it at the time, but it feels like there's going to be, I want to say, justice or happiness around the corner. Now, what's interesting is with this Taurus card, you've got the Aries card that's clarifying it. So you've got Taurus energy and you've got Emperor energy, Taurus energy and Aries energy, right? So it's funny because both of these really are authority figures, right? Both of these have to do with being leaders. Both of these have to do with being respected. Maybe some of you guys are in a place where you're having to play both roles in terms of your family, kind of being the mother and the father. Maybe something's happened to where there's, you know, been some type of, yeah. It feels like something may have happened in your family dynamic. I don't know. I want to say something shook the table, Libra. And so I feel like you guys are in the place of kind of rebuilding, right? Again, although I think Libra season was fun for a lot of Libras, I do feel like there was a lot going on. There was a lot shifting. There was a lot opening up. A lot of the planets went direct. Like there was a lot happening. And it feels like there was something major that happened that's kind of shifted the dynamic, especially in your family dynamic. Now, it might have seemed bad at first, but I do feel like it will in the end be good. I feel like it's all for the best. The Tower card comes whenever there's things that honestly, it comes when things need to be cleared away. I mean, I think the most annoying thing about the Tower card is we can't really anticipate it coming. And us as humans, we like to kind of know what's going to happen. So it's the fact that it's just something happens out of nowhere and you feel like you have no control in that moment. But I do feel like whenever this shakeup has happened, Libra, if you're in a tough spot, I feel like in the bigger picture, it will be for the good and for the better for you and your family, right? Now, King of Air, maybe you guys were in touch with another air sign person, right? Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But I feel like this is you, Libra, really taking a stand, really being decisive. King of Swords, he doesn't go back and forth on things, right? Maybe you guys have been feeling like you're a little bit more decisive at this time. Maybe something has happened to where you're like, no, I'm definitely going to take this action. It just feels like you guys feel inspired to really take action at this time in a different way. And there is no going back and forth on it, right? Now, Three of Pentacles is clarifying that. So, even in terms of work, there's good things coming to you. I think this is really good. Again, we are in the month of value for us. So this is a really great time in terms of making certain connections, putting yourself out there. Three of Pentacles is like the three most unlikely people coming together to make a beautiful work, right? It's the starting foundations of something beautiful that's like leading to legacy and that can grow. So that's really, really good. And it feels like this is something that Libra, you have a lot of power over, which is really, really good because Libra does need a level of freedom. I mean, we're air signs, so there's a level of air and like, woo, let me breathe. I need a level of freedom in order to feel like we're happy in a certain space, right? And so I do feel like you guys are coming into that. Also, if there was a shakeup in the family or a shakeup in any dynamic, it's almost as if it's shaken things to a place where even though maybe this was something that was really hard, you feel freer now. You feel better now. Now, I want you to watch out this month too, especially towards the end of the month, especially around that full moon, because it does feel like there could be something difficult happening. This could be news that's coming up. This could be, again, something falling off, a relationship ending, a friendship ending, an opportunity, something, right? Full moons, especially lunar eclipses, have a way of eclipsing things out of our lives. This could be something that's caused conflict before, but this could also be something that gives you kind of like internal conflict. We've got the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands and fives in general, when we're talking about tarot, has a lot to do with change and the chaos that comes with that, right? This is usually about people not being on the same page. This is usually about arguments. It's usually about competition. It feels to me, Libra, that you guys are having to make maybe a really tough decision at this time with that King of Air, right? And it may not be favorable for everybody in your life. Like, people may not see things the way that you do. You may not feel fully supported in your things. But it's important that you make those shifts and you make those changes anyway. You know, you've got the Nine of Fire here, which is Nine of Wands. This is Moon and Sagittarius energy. And when we get the Nine of Wands, this is someone who has been through shit before, right? So they're a little bit scared. They've gotten their heart broke. They've been banged up before. They've had the bad things happen to them before. And so sometimes it makes it hard to push forward and, you know, be ready for the good, but you still are in a position to do that. You still are in a position to fight. You just have to kind of find a way to shut out the outside noise, because this month there might be outside noise, especially at the end of the month around that full moon. So I'm just, keep that in mind now. Now, what's interesting is you got the High Priestess and the Empress card. There's a lot about fertility here. Both signs are connected to fertility. The High Priestess is connected to the moon. The moon is connected to our cycles. It's connected to our emotions. It's connected to all of that, right? But it's interesting because the High Priestess, she's also connected to secrets. Again, like I said, Scorpio season does deal with secrets a lot. If you've ever met a Scorpio, they're very secretive. They're hella secretive. So there may be things that are being exposed at this time and revealed to you at this time. But again, there's a lot of fertility. It doesn't have to be necessarily, somebody having a baby, but just new ideas coming. I think there's a shedding that's happening that's allowing these new beautiful things to come to play. Now, I do love to see the Empress card too, because that is a Venus ruled card. So she is connected to us. So again, with the Venus and the Queen of Wands, there is, this attention factor, this attraction factor. Libra, you do have the ability to attract to you the things that you want this month, whether you feel like it or not, whether you can see the tangible evidence of it or not, whether you feel like people are on your side or not, you have that. And you got the Death card here. That's Scorpio energy. Maybe you have Scorpio placements. Maybe you're connected to a Scorpio. But again, death and rebirth. There's something that's changing. There's something that's coming full circle. There's, you know, maybe even something that's dying out in order for this new change to come. For some of you guys, I feel like it's new love. You did have a new love card here. I'm just saying. In terms of relationships, Libra, I will say it does feel like some of you guys have been holding on to someone for so long. And some of you, honestly, the best way I could say is you don't even know why you're there anymore, except that you're just used to caring about this person. You ever experienced that before? Like you're with someone for a long time and like they're cool or whatever, but it becomes increasingly more like obvious to you that you guys are just comfortable with one another, right? It's almost that. I feel like some of you guys have been dealing with someone who you love them. There's love there. We can't deny. But you're noticing certain things that just don't jive right with you. And it's becoming more and more clear to where you cannot even deny anymore, where you can't even ignore anymore. And sometimes that's a weird place to be in because a lot of people have a hard time breaking things off with people emotionally unless they feel like there's a valid reason. Like, oh, they had to do something to me in order for me to not want to be here anymore. They had to cheat on me. They had to lie to me. They had to hit me. They had to whatever. And, you know, Libra, that's just not true. Like, that's just not true. You don't have to be anywhere that you don't want to be. And your only reason can literally be because you don't want to. Like, and that's fine. I do think that there's going to be some information coming to you this month. What's this at the bottom? Yeah. There's information coming to you this month, Libra, and there may be some tough conversations that you may have to where you're like looking at someone and it's like, look, just be straight up with me. Like, enough with the pussyfooting. What is this? What are we doing? You know, the Page of Swords, pages are messengers, swords, communication, thoughts, all of that. This is a very immature energy, right? Because it is a young energy, it's a page. But also this could have a lot to do with people who are like online or like people who are spying type thing. You might even find out something online. You might even find out something going through phones, which I do not condone that, but it feels like there's like some awareness that's coming to you this month via electronics. So it's whether like you're snooping or someone else is snooping, that type of thing. And again, this could go either way. So this could be someone snooping and finding out information about you. This could be people asking around. But I do feel like there's something that comes out this month that maybe you weren't expecting, maybe you weren't privy to. This could also be someone new coming towards you this month, Libra, because I do feel like there are new opportunities in love. Because it just feels like there's something that's old that you kind of been hanging on to. And you just kind of don't know why you're there anymore. Now, last three cards I want to get into, we've got Three of Water, which is Mercury and Cancer. We've got Ace of Air or Ace of Swords. And then we've got the Hermit card. A lot of opportunities for socializing. Like I said, you guys are very attractive this month, attracting all the things that you want, opportunities that you want, people that you want, friendships that you want, experiences that you want. You can have what you want. Now, Three of Cups is a very happy energy. It's very serendipity. It's very much about getting with the girls, getting with the guys, getting with the people that you love, having a good time, right? It's a joyous time to get together and just celebrate with friends. So that's really, really good. Now you've got the Ace of Air here, which is clarity, communication, truth. I think that there's a lot of clarity, communication, and truth coming to you this month, Libra. And it may not be so easy because I feel like it goes against everything that you had planned for yourself or that the way that you saw things going with a particular person or opportunity or thing. But if you can just trust the process and understand, if you could just understand, it's okay. Like, you got the Virgo card here, right? The Hermit card. So maybe there's a Virgo in your life. Maybe some of you Libras are on the cusp of Virgo, but you know, he goes deep within and he finds solitude to find wisdom. He follows his own crowd. So there is also this kind of separation that I feel like Libra is doing, of like separating what's expected, separating the crowd, the what people think you should want, what you think you should want, and really finding what's true for you. And even in terms of relationships, I think a lot of Libras are looking at other relationships and you're starting to see the cracks and the holes in where other people settle. And I think for Libra, you're just like, no, I don't want to. And I don't have to, because like my life independent of relationships is full. I'm good. I'm pretty. Like people appreciate me. I have a good time. I'm social. I'm charming. I have great friends around me. You know, I don't necessarily need this if it's not what I really want. And I think that a lot of Libras are kind of going through that. And it feels almost weird to say at first, right? There's almost like the devil's like, girl, who do you think you are? Well, who do you think I'm not? Okay. I just feel like Libra's reaching for higher. There's things that you just cannot deny at this moment that are bothering you, probably have been bothering you. And I think it's a time of trying to figure out how to work through those emotions and what that means for your future, right? Now, you've got obstacles are detours in the right direction. Yes, yes. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. Beautiful card. You've also got have courage to ask for and accept help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. Beautiful. Be okay with asking. I know that's asking a lot from a Libra, but you know. And then we got new love, okay? A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So whether there's a new person that you know of in your mind right now or a new person's coming, something is happening here, okay? But again, the stakes are higher. You guys are thinking about relationships in terms of how it affects your family, you know, how it affects your finances, how it affects your environment, how it affects everything. The stakes are higher. So don't feel bad if you've been having kind of feelings about something or someone that you're already involved with. I think that's just, it's important to look at the contrast and kind of really see where you fall with that. You know, the whole reason why we have contrast is to kind of refine what it is that we really want. And so look at it as that opportunity. If someone's bugging you or something's not going right, don't look at it as, you know, I can never have good relationships or things always go wrong. No, it's not it at all. You're refining what it is that you actually want, Libra. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I love you very, very much. And I will talk to you later. Bye, Libra.